Margaret Kuhlman of Soul Astrology. The new moon on the 13th of December sits at 21 degrees Sagittarius, not really connecting with any of the rest of the planets. It's as though the whole month has this clear Sagittarian directive, and it's up to us what we do with it. However, Mercury also is in Sagittarius, making a smooth flow contact, a trine aspect to the blue line, to Uranus in Aries. Both very fiery, the Uranus adding an extra sense of freedom to the requirements of Sagittarius. The flavour of Sagittarius, anyway, is of wanting to explore all possibilities, definitely not stating ahead of time what it's going to do, because it never knows what might crop up in the meantime that could be exciting and pull us off to the side. Time is an irritating factor if people try to pin you down into it. The Sagittarian communication follows the thread of ideas and the enthusiasm of the participants in a conversation until that energy dies down or is replaced by something going in a different direction. Time that it takes is neither here nor there. It's the discovery, the sharing, the flights of fancy that can be triggered, that keep the attention. So very much this month we're likely to be thinking about what we ourselves want to follow up, our own personal paths, being prepared to go it alone, the excitement of travel with only the purpose of discovery and enjoyment to motivate. Behind this, Saturn is moving into a sextile connection to Pluto. Saturn in the deep water of Scorpio, and Pluto continuing ploughing up the land of Capricorn. The two functioning together, very sweetly supporting each other, suggests that efforts to command one's life, one's movement or activity, will have more determination in them. We're likely to be feeling that we can do things, we can make changes, and the circumstances will work with us if we go ahead. The key to these two forces, the earth, water, and the fire, actually working together, is that yod shape, the brown lines pointing down from Pluto and Saturn towards Jupiter. Jupiter's in Gemini, which is about communication. It's expansive and rules Sagittarius, so it's working very well with Mercury, who opposes it. The quincunxes, these brown lines, they can be very weakening, and it's quite possible that all those wonderful ideas that one has about what one would like to achieve all dissipate away with the talking energy instead of being translated into doing energy. We do have Mars also in Capricorn, so the energy of doing things is pretty earthy and competent. This is helpful as a background force, but it doesn't connect in, and still the Mercury with Uranus holds sway. It's as though the happy dreaming about things and the thinking about things and communicating about things is one side of what we will do, and the rest is rolling up our sleeves and getting on with the work. These two could simply happen in different areas of life, so be two completely different activities, or they could be drawn together. And where Pluto is concerned, if we're not to become afraid of future uncertainty, we need to have a sense of purpose in what we do, and it's the quincunxes that bring that purpose to bear. So the Sagittarian purposes that we will be thinking about, communicating about, all the different possibilities for solving difficult situations. As we share our ideas, as we just let the talk flow, as long as we are focused on solving problems or making the world a better place, however one puts it, then the work that gets performed will be connected, and in that case we are able to manifest wonderfully helpful, growthful changes in our own personal lives and in humanity's life. We could be in for discovering how to solve global problems. This window of opportunity for manifestation of Saturn sextiling Pluto is actually quite a long one. It lasts almost a year. We'll become more, perhaps particularly aware of it from the full moon and around the new year, so that's the 28th of December to the 1st of January. And the New Year resolutions are very likely to be about what we intend to do about life, as Mercury will be joining the Sun and Pluto in Capricorn at that time. The sextile from Saturn then becomes exact in the middle of February, to fade away in May, and then resurge in August, sort of fulfilling itself, its promise, in September, and then moving on. So August and September look like months of fruition, where any projects that get begun at the beginning of 2013 reach a completion. They can go into action and be part of the scene. If we don't use those quincunxes in the way that aims to be helpful, where we aim to be helpful, the weakening effect could show up in us making choices about what we want to do and finding that circumstances don't tally, so that the dreams just have no connection to the earth, can't be manifested. And this is shown up, I think, by the squares, all those red lines from Mercury to Neptune particularly. Mistaken intuition. Intuition, fair enough, but misinterpreted. And the square to Jupiter from Chiron suggests a certain reticence about communicating what we really feel, as if we're so afraid of upsetting people or being upset, finding ourselves in painful situations, that we actually withhold from pushing as far forward as we could go. A beautiful thing that strikes me about this chart is that Venus is on the North Node. The North Node in Scorpio is about the rightness of us all to focus on the deeper layers of life. Within ourselves, our deep emotional layers, and in the world, look at what's going on under the surfaces. We are being drawn to do that, and to do it from a sense of loving the earth, the Taurus, the South Node. That if we start from that position, now loving the earth includes loving ourselves. So when we come from that position, we are able to go much deeper, get much more to the heart of issues. And if we go for that, we find the love of the universe pouring through. It means that we have more love to give, and certainly that we can, if we will allow the light into the depths of ourselves, so allow our deeper and maybe painful areas to show, that the love that we are drawn towards ourselves is intense and very healing. So I like to think of this month as a month where we scan all the possibilities, so that we know what's around, we know all the different directions we might focus in, we don't know what's down the paths, but then come the new year we're able to make an informed choice as to where to commit ourselves and our efforts. Be kind to yourself. Sit comfortably, checking your body's balance and breathing space. Feel your body as energy, fizz and flow, heartbeat rhythm, radiance and smile. Notice what your mind has been picking at lately, and the feeling that remains as a result. And let the heart's energy flow wash through that stuff, leaving it like writing on a clean page. Another paragraph in this chapter of your life. Be the reader of your life who takes the story in to contemplate a while, then turns again to the story to find out what happens next. Be touched in passing, ready to be touched by life again. Open to discovering new views, bringing different understandings. Enjoy your world expanding, and be kind to yourself.